The cabin lights flickered softly as Flight 447 prepared for departure. 12-year-old Marcus sat quietly in seat 22B, his backpack tucked beneath the seat in front of him. He wore a simple blue hoodie and jeans, looking like any other kid heading home. But Sofia, the lead flight attendant, had already made up her mind about him the moment she saw him boarding alone. "Excuse me, young man," Sofia said sharply, her voice cutting through the ambient noise. "Did you pay for that seat?" Marcus looked up, confused. "Yes, ma'am. I have my boarding pass right here." "I find that hard to believe," she snapped, crossing her arms. "Kids like you don't fly in this section. Show me proof of payment, now." The passengers nearby turned their heads. An elderly woman in 22A frowned. A businessman across the aisle lowered his newspaper. Marcus pulled out his phone with trembling hands, trying to access his confirmation email. His throat felt tight, but he refused to cry. "I am not waiting all day," Sofia hissed. "Either you show me proof, or I will have security remove you from this aircraft. We have protocols for stowaways." "I am not a stowaway," Marcus said quietly, his voice steady despite the fear rising in his chest. "My ticket is legitimate. I paid for it." Sofia leaned closer, her perfume overwhelming. "Where are your parents? What are you doing flying alone?" "I have been working here for 15 years, and I know trouble when I see it." A woman in row 23 stood up. "This is ridiculous. The boy showed you his boarding pass. Leave him alone." "Ma'am, sit down, or you will be removed as well," Sofia warned. She grabbed her radio. "Security, we have a situation in economy. I need backup at row 22. Marcus felt his heart pounding. He had experienced racism before, whispers and stares, but never anything this public, this humiliating. He thought about his father's words that morning, "Always keep your dignity, son. No matter what anyone says or does." The cockpit door suddenly opened. Captain Harold emerged, his uniform crisp and commanding. He was a tall man in his 50s with kind eyes and grey hair. He had overheard the commotion through the intercom system. "What seems to be the problem here?" Harold asked, his voice calm but authoritative. Sofia straightened up, confident. "Captain, this boy refuses to provide proper documentation. I suspect he boarded without authorization. Security is on their way." Harold walked closer, and his eyes widened slightly when he saw Marcus. Recognition flashed across his face, followed by something else, anger, carefully controlled. "Sofia," Harold said slowly, "do you know who this young man is?" She scoffed. "Some kid trying to get a free ride, obviously." "This," Harold said, his voice growing firmer, "is Marcus Chen. And you just made the biggest mistake of your career." The cabin went silent. Even the hum of the engines seemed to fade. Sofia's confidence wavered. "I do not understand." "Marcus Chen," Harold repeated, "is the son of David Chen. The man who owns this entire airline. The man who signs both of our paychecks." The color drained from Sofia's face. Her mouth opened but no words came out. The passengers gasped. The woman from row 23 sat back down, vindicated. Marcus remained seated, his expression unreadable. He had not wanted this. His father always taught him to travel humbly, to understand the business from every angle, to see how employees treated regular passengers. That is why he flew economy. That is why he dressed simply. It was a test, though not one he enjoyed. "Captain, I can't explain," Sofia stammered, but Harold raised his hand. "There is nothing to explain. You racially profiled a child. You humiliated him in front of everyone. You called him a stowaway without any evidence whatsoever. Our airline has a zero-tolerance policy for discrimination, and you just violated it spectacularly." Sofia's eyes filled with tears, but they were tears of fear, not remorse. "Please, I have worked here for 15 years. I have a family. I need this job. Harold's expression softened slightly, but his resolve did not waver. Then you should have treated every passenger with respect and dignity, regardless of how they looked or how old they were. Marcus, are you all right? Marcus finally spoke, his voice quiet but clear. I am okay, Captain Harold. Thank you for standing up for me. Your father will hear about this immediately, Harold said. He turned to Sofia. You are suspended effective now. Collect your belongings and leave the aircraft. Human Resources will contact you within 48 hours regarding termination proceedings. As Sofia walked away, defeated and humiliated, Harold addressed the entire cabin. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for this disruption. At Skyline Airways, we believe every person deserves respect. We are committed to equality, and we will not tolerate hatred in any form. Thank you for your patience. The passengers applauded. The woman from row 23 reached over and squeezed Marcus's shoulder. You are a brave young man, she whispered. Marcus smiled faintly. He did not feel brave. He felt tired. But he also felt something else, hope. Hope that people like Captain Harold existed, people who would stand up for what was right. Hope that justice, though sometimes delayed, could still prevail. As the plane lifted off the runway, Marcus looked out the window at the clouds below. His father once told him that running an airline was not about planes or profits. It was about people. It was about creating a world where everyone, regardless of color or background, could fly freely and safely. Sofia had forgotten that lesson. But Marcus never would. The sky stretched endlessly ahead, full of possibility and promise. And for the first time that day, Marcus felt truly free.